who's that riding? John the Revelator, tell me who's that riding? John the Revelator, tell me who's that riding? John the Revelator wrote the book on the 7 seas. Who's that riding? John the Revelator, tell me who's that riding? John the Revelator, tell me who's that riding? John the Revelator wrote the book on the 7 seals. Tell me who's that riding? John the Revelator, tell me who's that riding? John the Revelator, tell me who's that riding? John the Revelator wrote the book on the 7 seals. Now, God walked down in the cool of the day, called him by his name. He refused to answer, cause he was naked and ashamed. Who's that riding? John the Revelator, tell me who's that riding? John the Revelator, tell me who's that riding? John the Revelator wrote the book on the 7 seals. Now, God had 12 apostles. He led 3 away. He said, watch over me for 1 hour as I go up yonder and pray. Tell me who's that riding? John the Revelator, tell me who's that riding? John the Revelator, tell me who's that riding? John the Revelator wrote the book on the 7 seals. Who's that riding? John the Revelator. Who's that riding? John the Revelator wrote the book on the 7 seals. Hey, 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 Revelator, who's that riding? John the Revelator, who's that riding? John the Revelator wrote the book on the 7 seas.
The name of that song is titled John the Revelator. It was recorded by my special guest today, Alexis P Suter of the Alexis P Suter Band. Alexis, welcome to the Friday Afternoon Music Mix.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm excited. This is so cool.
You have this new album released on March the 17th. It's called Just Stay Live. It's a follow up to your 2025 release, Just Stay High, both on NOLA Blue Records. This was recorded at the Falcon Theater in Marlborough near Woodstock in 2011. We have a very special guest on this, Garth Hudson, who was the last remaining member of the band. He passed away on January 21st at 87 years old. How come it took so long to get the album released from the original recording date?
It just happened. It's like, you know how you go over old tapes and old discs and you discover something and go, the producer himself said, wow, it's just no way. This shouldn't even be collecting dust. This is some great stuff. Vicky and Sally and my bass player, Peter Bennett, they made it happen. They made it materialize to be what it is right now. I'm so glad that they found this. We did this in 2011. That's a mighty long time ago. You know what I mean? And to hear the CD, it just blew my mind. It's like, wow, to be so lucky to play with someone like Garth Hudson. To me, he's a legendary icon. He was so talented, so brilliant, and yet so humble. He was like, some people, you meet people, you see them on TV and the movies and this, that, and the other, and all. You dream about meeting these people. We were in a position where I was able to meet him because we were playing with Levon, and it was just different times that we saw each other. And he was never an annoying person. He never felt any type of entitlement. He was just a genuine guy who had an amazing talent and shared it and wasn't selfish in sharing himself. That was I'm getting chills. I can't even tell you how grateful I am and how grateful the band is to have this recording. This is like bringing him back to life. This is like a whole new life for all of us. And that's the way I feel about it.
At the beginning of the album, you introduce him so lovingly, and then he plays this beautiful piano solo. He plays piano and accordion on the album.
Mhm.
I think you even had his wife come up and
Maud,
join you
she
too.
didn't come up and play with us, but she was there. I had met Maud through Facebook. I had never met her being with Garth. But this particular time, she came with Garth. That made me even more nervous, but we got through it. After we did Knocking on Heaven's Door, she said to us, that's the best version of that song I've ever heard. That coming from her, people say a lot of things, in the moment or whatever, however you make them feel. And maybe to her, it was the best version she ever heard. It took me back. It took me like, really? Like, I never thought it was like it could be the best version anyone could ever hear. But for her, it was. That just gave me so much more confidence and so much more encouragement to just keep doing that song, because if it could touch someone like Maud Hudson, who has been around some of the most famous singers and touching and moving entertainers, say that about little old me and the band, that was solid gold.
Since you mentioned Knocking on Heaven's Door, let's play that right now.
Wow. It's a lot of whistling, baby. Love you too, baby. I'm with you, Jimmy. I'm with you. Mama, take this badge off of me. I can't use it anymore. It's getting too dark for me to see, I feel like I'm knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, 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 knocking on heaven's door. Mama, put these guns in the ground, in the ground. I can't shoot them anymore. A long black cloud is hanging down, hanging down. I feel like I'm knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Oh yeah. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Mama, take this badge off of me. I can't use it anymore. It's getting too dark for me to see, I feel like I'm knocking on heaven's door. Hey, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, oh, yeah. I'm knocking. Oh, Lord.
At first, I thought it was one of your backup singers that was starting out on that song because I had never heard you sing in that higher voice.
Wow. Well, I'm a singer. A lot of times singers work on, well, not only, with the lyrics, but it's an emotional thing. Like you connect with the song. In my mind and in my heart, I'm being gentle because this song is about an emotional next step for a lot of people, like, losing loved ones and people in the hospital about to expire. Pets. Let's not forget about the pets. People are connected to their pets. And at that time, when we first started doing it, my father at the time was gone by 2011. And I had lost him and I had lost a sister. And the song became personal for me, very personal. I think that because it has such deep meaning to me, it resonated to others. I'm just one person in the world of millions and millions and millions of people. And I know I'm not the only one that have those feelings. I think that sometimes when entertainers do like their thing and it's very emotional and very touching, it touches others. Like we're all connected. I try to tell people that we're all connected. The birds, the trees, the fish, we're all connected. And sometimes, when your emotions get intertwined with what you're singing and what you're trying to bring forth, and you're really feeling it in the depths of your soul and in your heart, somebody's going to feel it. Somebody's going to connect with you, you know? And that's the way I try to present a song when I'm really feeling it. That song means a lot in my life, and I still sing it to this day.
You're from Brooklyn, New York. So you started in gospel music. Your mother was a great influence on you.
Yes, my mother, I lost her 2 years ago. She was 101. She had dementia, but the one thing that she always connected to was the music. She taught music and she sang music. She was a very educated woman. She was one of the first African American women to attend Juilliard. My mother was so well-rounded in her music and her education. She just wanted us to be just as great, if not greater. I was singing in church since the age 4 or 5. They had their little special programs, Easter or Christmas. Everybody has to say their little poem or sing their little Christmas song. And she would have me up there singing. I'd sing a little song or, whatever. And it just grew from that. Then, going to school, I would join the chorus, I would join the band. And then I was in different choirs. My mother would teach me songs at the piano and I would go forth and sing in different churches and different places like that. My mother was a very big influence. My father, he didn't have a musical bone in his body. It's like he would cheer. My mother was really the musical brainchild around here. hmm
You are a three-time BMA Blues Music Association Award nominee, as well as a nominee for the Coco Taylor Award. You played at Levon Helm's Woodstock Theater 100 times.
hmm
You and
Yes.
he must have had a very close relationship.
He was just like I said about Garth. Levon was a very shy man. He welcomed people, whatever, but he was a shy man, powerful in love. And when he really cared about you, he really cared about you. And you knew it. He loved my mother. He would call my mother once a week, once every 2 weeks, just to see how she's doing. When we did the Beacon Theater, he made sure it was my mother, my daughter, my niece, and my sister. He said, your mother will not sit in the audience. He had her sitting on stage on the side with my other family. He said, this is where Mother Suter sits. All right. He was a great guy. I'm not going to tell you anything else that no one else has ever said because he's just a great guy. He was a great guy. And when he passed away, it really hurt a lot. It really did because he treated us like like family. To be able to perform and open up for this man over 100 times, not only at the Rambles, the Paramount Theater, the Beacon Theater, it was just different places, in Virginia, different places. So that was a great opportunity for us. And from that experience, we just kept going. He knew that we had what it takes to keep going. And that's what we're doing.
Let's do a third song from this terrific new album called Just Stay Live by the Alexis P Suter Band. This is called Isn't It a Pity?
You know, when we do songs, we try to reach out. It could be in a funny way, it could be in a serious way. But one thing I can tell you for sure is that we love you because you get it. You get it. And we appreciate you. We just ask that you feeling this great vibration and all this love, pass it on. Pass it on. I'm not talking about the people you know, that's real easy. Complete stranger, how you doing? See that person smile, you might have just saved their life. They could have been on their way to do harm to themselves. But because you said, hey, how you doing? That gave them another reason to live. But I want to dedicate this song to the world. Isn't it a pity? Isn't it a shame? How we break each other's hearts and cause each other pain. How we take each other's love without thinking anymore. Forgetting to give back. Isn't it a pity? Some things take so long. How do I explain? We're not too many people can see we're all the same. And because of all their tears, their eyes can't hope to see the beauty that surrounds them. Isn't it a pity? Isn't it a shame how we break each other's hearts and cause each other pain? How we take each other's love without thinking anymore. Forgetting to give back. Isn't it a pity? Forgetting to give back. Isn't it a pity? Forgetting to give back. Isn't it a pity? Forgetting to give back. Isn't it a pity?
You have a great website, alexisPsuter.com. You have a presence on social media, especially facebook.com/Alexis P Suter Band, Instagram.com, Alexis P Suter Band. I wanted to ask you about the graphics of the band on your website, which are just terrific. Also, the album cover on your album, Just Stay High. Whose brainchild?
Vicky Bell.
Really?
Vicky Bell, she's the one that does all the videos. She does all the graphics. People see her as a background singer. I don't see her as a background singer. I see her as a vocalist, a support vocalist. I don't call her a background singer. There's nothing background about her. It's all up front and colorful, and it's like this beautiful unicorn, you know? But she does all the graphics. She does the website. She does our videos. She's amazing.
I want my audience to please see both of those because they are just fantastic. I'm glad to hear that Vicky did that. You've got some gigs coming up. Milford Arts Council in Milford, Connecticut is on April the 3rd. That'll be from 8 to 10 p.m. On April the 25th, you're going to be at the Meadow Blues in Chester, New York, and that gig is from 7 to 10 p.m. All of your gigs will be shown on your website where people can find out where to come and see you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. AlexisPsuter.com. That's with one T. A lot of people spell my last name with 2 T's. That's Sutter. My mother used to be so upset about that. They don't know their grammar. So 1 T, Suter. Alexis P as in Peter, but it's Porterfield. AlexisPSuter.com. There you have it.
This has been a really wonderful conversation with you, Alexis. I really appreciate you taking time to talk with me and be on my show today. The new album is Just Stay Live by the Alexis P Suter Band, released March 17th, 2026. The previous album called Just Stay High.
Can I just shout out my band? I want to send love to Peter Bennett, to Jimmy Bennett, to Vicky Bell, to Ray Gripone, who's playing drums on this CD, and he played drums on the last CD. And I'd like to shout out to Sparky, Darrow, all right? Thank you, everybody that's involved with these projects. I want to shout out Sally Bingston and Nola Blue Records. Thank you for having the trust in us to know that we're going to go out there and bring love to the world. Thank you.
Let's do Turn On Your Love Light.
That's what it is.
Y'all having a good time? Are you happy? Are you having a good time? 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 But I can't hear you though. That's more like it. Come on! Without a warning, you broke my heart. You took it, darling, tore it apart. You left me sitting in the dark crying. You said your love for me was dying. Begging you, baby, baby, please. Begging you, baby, bending knee. Turn on the light, let shine on me. Turn on your love light, let shine on me. Let it shine, 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 let it shine. Oh yeah, oh yeah, I wanna know. Oh yeah. I get a little lonely, middle of night. Need your loving, baby, make things alright. Begging you, baby, baby, please. Begging you, baby, baby, please. Turn on your light, let shine on me. Turn on your love light, turn on your love light. Now, we have a young man up here by the name of Connor Kennedy. And I love his mother and father, Mindy and Mike. I love them. They let their son express himself. And that's a wonderful thing. So Connor, make your cousin 6 times removed proud. Come on, baby. about, baby? Now that's without a warning, baby. Without a warning, broke my heart. You took it, darling, tore it apart. You left me sitting in the dark crying. You said your love